sorry, Sungbarlam. Hey everyone. So we are here with our project for junior seminar class. My name is Aditya.
I'm Manish.
I'm Rupok.
So yeah, we present you Intelligent Grading Assistant. So this project of ours would aid teachers in grading students' exams. Basically, what it would do is it would accept handwritten exam papers, translate them into machine understandable form, and then compare the answers based on a standard text, which would be an LLM's job. But yeah, that's about all that this project has to offer. And then there's also going to be an additional plagiarism feature that we're working on for the future prospect. But as of now, let's talk about what we have and what are we doing as a team. So I I am working in the back end. So what I'm doing is to build the complete server-side infrastructure and the API. The front end part is being handled by Rupak. What he's doing is he's making the front end basically um, engineering the client side application and the user experience. And our AI/ML lead is Anish, who is developing the core OCR model for the answers and also fine-tuning the LLM model that we have. And our midterm goal was to build the foundation and to work on all three parts that we all three are assigned to. Um, and the key task for the front end part was to create UI UX mockup and begin building core components. As of now, Rupak has done a fantastic job by already creating front end aspect for our app. And I'm working in the back end app, set up the server, design the API, and configure the databases. And Anish is working on the AI/ML part. He's established data pipelines and has started training the models already. So far, everything looks good. And yeah, moving on to the next part, Rupak.
Yeah. It's always important to work on the front end so that we can offer all our features very easily to everyone. So we have created one dashboard here that will summarize all the students, the exam they had taken, and some stats that we could gather from the result from our calculations. If you go to the next slide, we have designed some wireframe using Figma, and then we took that and created some React components, which we will look at later in our demo.
And yeah, about the backend, we built the backend through Fast API. So just initialize the project and then also connected it to a PostgreSQL database, which would have the data stored for like the student, their student ID, and all the necessary information that we need for the app. And also, I also wrote the initial database schemas. So yeah, as of now, everything looks good with the API design as well. And I've also established a Redis connection, which we will be working on later, since it is for the plagiarism detector feature. And yeah, the API endpoints are built, and then yeah, let's move on to the AI/ML part, Anish.
Yeah, for the ML part, it's divided into two major components. One is the OCR and other one is the LLM. Since our application is designed for handwritten examination, we would first take the scan of the handwritten exam and then convert that into corresponding text using OCR. And that would be fed into the LLM model, which would assign a feedback and a score. And most of the work till now has been in data collection and data pre-processing. Um, And for the LLM as well, we are synthesizing our own dataset, and we currently have more than 100 entries. And we will show our work in greater detail later in demo. But yeah, as of now, we have been working together. Each components have been independent as of now, but in the coming weeks, we will put them together. Let's start the demo now, starting with the backend component.
So yeah, I have established the API endpoints. So as you can see, there's like get and post endpoints. We can see like we can get exam endpoints. Basically, it would show whatever the details are for the student, what course it is, what student it is. You can see my name down there. We can basically retrieve what we have, and then we can post an exam endpoint, which would mean that you can upload whatever the exam or like the paper the student has. So this feature would allow for that, and then you can see the other two endpoints basically, and then I have like made the schemas. So yeah, basically, let's move on to the code part. That's our app. You can see I made the endpoints, the functions. So, and that is the database. We made it through PostgreSQL. And those are the schemas we have. So Anish, if you could like write something down in the show, yeah, please. So what we're doing is like we're gonna show sample data that we have in our database. Uh, yeah, so we were testing the CRUD functions, so everything looks good. Fetching all exams, everything looks on point. This is the Redis database. We've just like just set it up for now because we're gonna work with it for later since it is for the plagiarism feature and we don't really need it for now. So yeah, but it works because like we've already like set up a Redis connection. And yeah, that's about it for the backend part. So let's move on to the AI part, Anish.
Sure. Let me walk you through the AI ML demo. So at first, we would begin with the scan of the paper. These were the sample data collection phase of our training process. We use this to collect the handwriting to train the OCR model later on. And currently, there are three pipelines. Um, Let me first get in the virtual environment. So the first pipeline I have here is to extract the boxes. So in this paper, as you can see, there are multiple fields for the student answer, and this pipeline would extract out the individual fields. And the next pipeline would be to label them. So each of these corresponding boxes are now labeled by their correct answer. So for example, for this 1A box, the answer inside is algorithm, but it could be anything in the handwriting. But by the label, we can know for sure that it's algorithm, and this will be used as the ground truth by the model. And we also have similar custom data set for the LLM containing question, student answer, instructor feedback, and a score from 0 to 10. And we will use this to fine tune an LLM model. And I have also outlined a architecture for the OCR model layers. Um, the training process for the model itself has not started because most of the work has been in the data collection, but this will be our next step now. And yeah, these are the pipelines, and let's move on to the front end now.
Thank you, Anis. For the front end that we talked about earlier, we have this layout here that will allow you to quickly upload the exam, view the results, and do the plagiarism check. And there's also some overview stats and some graph that we can create out of the uh, backend calculations that we do. And you can upload your exams here. Let's assume that this is an exam, and then right now it's stopped out, but later on, while we integrate with backend, we can see our results here, and it will give you an overview here as well. Right now, the button doesn't do anything, but we plan to implement the plagiarism detection as well. And one more thing that we'll work on is designing a login system that will personalize this experience for teachers and for students as well. Yeah, thank you everyone for listening to our presentation. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.